We are live. How is everybody doing tonight? I see a couple names in the chat so far. Veronica, how are you? Glam's Closet, how are you doing? You know what? I'm not going to keep them backstage long. As you can see, my wife's not here yet. She is putting our youngest kid to bed, so she should be here any minute. Hustling Fools, thanks for stopping in. But I have their link up in the top of the chat. It's pinned up there. Go check them out if you're not subscribed to them already. But we're going to bring on the 5 resellers. Yeah. How are you guys?
Hi.
I didn't keep you back there as long as I wanted to, so figured get you guys on.
Thank you so much for having us.
Oh, thanks for joining us. I really wanted to pick your brain, especially after one of the videos that I watched, and it's the quilt video.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I would have never thought quilts sell like that.
Yeah. So what do you want to know? Ask us a few questions. We'll tell you what we found out.
What to look for on these quilts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, because we have a lot of, I don't know we have a lot of Amish up here. And I started to think, man, I wonder if we're missing a lot. Like, it's something I never really thought to look for.
Yeah. Yeah. So the quilts that you should be kind of like on the lookout for are queen size mostly. So like the bigger sizes are better because more people just have queen size beds. Sure. Whereas they can be harder to find in those older quilts because in the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, a lot of people had twin size beds or they had like double beds. Like my grandparents always had a double bed, never had a queen size bed, that sort of thing. So the larger size, the better, because they are sort of rare to find those. Especially like we've had really good luck selling handmade ones, and you can kind of tell but from the stitching, like the stitching will be like a stitch, a space, a stitch, a space.
Yeah, it's inconsistent because, people aren't going to measure it to the, millimeter.
Right. But sometimes, even the hand stitch ones the stitches can still be pretty small because that shows like the craftsmanship of it. But then in addition to that, like certain patterns. So certain patterns are more sought after than others. So some of the like older patterns are really kind of like people are looking for them. They have certain names.
It's interesting.
One resource that we use is actually from the national parks. There's a national park in Nebraska, I think it is, or something like that, that has like the quilt discovery experience or something. And I guess that national park has like an exhibit on quilts, and they have like a page that has a bunch of different patterns from the 1800s and on. And so we use that as like a resource to identify the patterns and identify that they are like older patterns and things like that. But then you can also see them just based on like eBay solds. So if you just search like quilts in collectibles, then it's like linens, like that's like the kind of breadcrumb trail that you have. And then just go and sort by highest to lowest. You'll see and once you start scrolling, you'll see certain patterns come up again and again, like grandmother's flower garden, double wedding ring. But then even then, like if you see one that you have never seen something like it before and it's really intricate, like a lot of small pieces, a lot of that sort of thing, those can also go for good money too.
Yeah. And what we've also found is that when you use Google Lens, that might even help you bring up certain very well-known patterns. And so that can be very helpful for beginners who are trying to identify some of these ones that are, if you're in Amish country, they'll probably be making some of the more traditional type of patterns. And so that might help you, if you see the interlocking rings, you might know that that's a double wedding ring, If you see the little hexagonal ones that make up a flower, you'll probably assume that that's flower-based quilt. So you can just do flower quilt and it will likely bring up grandmother's flower garden. So, things like that will be very easy to identify.
Right.
Yeah. I'm going to find one here eventually.
Yeah, let us know. We're so excited.
Neat. They look so cool. And I was just like, just would have never thought. And who knows? I probably passed a ton up.
Yeah, I think a lot of people do.
Yeah, because it's kind of like the first couple that we got from the bins, and we have never again found like clean. Like these are like pristine. Like it had just come out like of the wash or something, it felt like.
Wow.
And we've never again, we found 2 quilts like that were just perfect from the bins. And since then we look every single time we're there, and we have not found any more quilts at the bins. Now we have to we go to estate sales and garage sales. You can see online like estate sales that have pictures up. Yeah. They have a picture of 1 quilt. They probably have like 10 because it's never like someone never makes just 1 quilt. You know, it's always an old lady, and that's her craft that she's been working on for years and years. She has like 20. So
that is crazy.
Just got to get to the right places, and you'll be able to, you know, kind of get a treasure trove to learn from. First of all, yeah.
Well, if you guys want to tell the chat a little bit about yourself, I think everybody probably follows you guys though. So
yeah.
Okay, so we are the FI Resellers. FI stands for financial independence, which is the thing that, you know, we're striving for. It's this idea that you save up enough money, you kind of put them into investments enough to the point where you can eventually live off of just those investments, and you don't have to work anymore if you don't want to. And that kind of goes in perpetuity. Is kind of this idea that this financial independence community has come up with, that, you know, in most cases, if you have enough investments and they're relatively low risk, then you can essentially live off of that, and then kind of change your investment strategy as your life goes on and be less risky. And there are a lot of aspects to that, but the foundational aspect of financial independence is that you kind of get to a point where you've invested enough where you can retire at a certain point, and those investments will help you live off of, you know, the dividends and the interest that accrue from it.
Yeah.
That's interesting. And you guys are full-time, right?
No.
No?
We have full-time jobs. And we do this part-time. Yeah, similar to y'all.
Yeah, it's hard to find that balance, I think, too, sometimes, to how much time you're going to put into YouTube and eBay. We find it's tough.
Yeah. And it's amazing that you've got 3 kids, I think, right?
We do. Yeah,
we still do it. And y'all turn out videos, and I think what y'all are doing is amazing.
We're trying, and we appreciate it. And honestly, I said it before in some of the other chats, and even in the videos, when we started this, we said we're going to have like 3 subscribers. It's going to be us. But and it's good. But I never understood what went into the whole YouTube side of it. And now that we're doing the lives too, that's a whole nother ball game. But we just keep trying, and people like the video, so we're going to keep doing it.
Yeah. So do you guys like divide the work between you two? Like, are you on the YouTube side, and she does more of the reselling and kind of split?
She is pretty much, we'll all go thrifting most of the time, but she's been doing a lot of the Instagram side of it because she loves social media, but I do the YouTube and the eBay. So I'm hoping to get my oldest kid maybe to start taking some pictures for me. Just to lighten the load a little bit, because they do. They find stuff that we don't see, and I always say it's because they're smaller and they just see see things at different angles. So, but that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping to get them to start, and they'll help me package stuff up and ship. Stuff.
Yeah, down the line, we hope to have our kids, you know, work in this business, because one of the strategies that the financial independence community came up with is that, you know, you can pay your kids in a certain way where you put it all into a Roth IRA, and the Roth IRA has a maximum each year, and you basically try to max it out each year for them, and they don't get taxed on it because they're at such a low tax bracket that, you know, they don't get taxed. They're in the 0% tax bracket in a sense. There's a lot of, this is not, you know, tax advice for anyone, by the way. No. Let's not get the Yinzer Pickers in trouble, because this is not tax advice. But that's the idea that, you know, that at a certain point you can pay your kids a living, a wage of some sort, and then you kind of stash it away in a Roth IRA and let that grow. And once they, get older and you, and they basically are able to pull it out, it's like so much more, and it's already been taxed because it's a Roth IRA, and then the gains are not taxed, and so there's a lot to it. But I thought that was so fascinating. We can't wait to have kids, and then down the line, hopefully we'll be able to do that. It's kind of
and we try to teach our kids, like, look, if we don't buy this stuff, and I mean, sometimes I think we feel bad that, hey, we buy it so cheap, but we're reselling it. But like I tell them, like, look, if they don't sell it, that's what they're selling it for. And if they don't sell it, it's going to end up in the trash. And then the landfills are going to be filled. So if I can find somebody who can actually use it, and our oldest has started to, she'll take her own money and buy something and try to, and I'll list it for her. And if she sells it, she gets the money for it. So
that's awesome.
Just little things to get them to learn to, like, look, there's other ways to make money. I mean, you have to, we try to keep our avenues open. So
I love that idea. Getting kids to learn about money, touch money, spend money, their own money, that's just so important. Not enough kids know about balancing their books and all of that when they're adults. So getting them started even as young as however old you're,
we have a 10, a 7, and 2-year-old. So and that's what we try to teach them. Like, hey, things cost money in this world, and if you don't have money, you're not gonna be able to buy anything.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what we do. We have a lot of people in the chat tonight, which is nice.
Awesome.
I know I'm missing everybody. Thanks for coming out, guys. Remember, feel free to drop your links if you guys have a wrench. So what is your favorite thing to sell? The one thing that you always look for, the main thing that you guys like to list?
About 80 to 90% of our inventory is clothing. So that's what we got brought up in. So Camilla started in Poshmark, and on Poshmark, you're really only able to sell. Hi, Raina.
Hi,
you're
guys.
really
How
able
are
to
you?
sell
Good.
clothing, right? Clothing on Poshmark, and then they recently opened it to pets stuff and home goods and stuff. But then we moved into eBay, and even now we still do a lot of clothing. And between 10 and 20% of our eBay stuff will be hard goods. So we're trying to expand.
Yeah.
We just listed our first thing on Poshmark. We finally signed up for it, and we have so many clothes that I think will do better on there than they will on eBay. So I think we're going to give it a shot and see what happens.
Yeah.
Sorry I'm late. It's good to see you guys.
Yeah.
That's okay. Great to see you. Yeah.
Thank you. We have one little baby Yinzer who's having a hard time falling asleep.
Oh, no.
But that's okay. I've learned a lot from you guys.
Oh, good.
I'm so glad. We're so glad to be able to help the community in some way,
Yeah.
I learned about quilts tonight, so.
Yeah, I was reading the chat while she was falling asleep, but I couldn't hear what you guys were talking about. I was just reading something, I'm like, how are chats or quilts fitting into this?
Yeah.
You have to watch it. You have to watch
I'll have to watch
video.
what I missed. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some of those quilts sell for crazy. I don't know why it's not working.
Yeah. On that comment, I don't think we've ever found a quilt from the 1800s. I mean, I feel like those are gone and done. Oh, I think maybe we found some from like the 40s and the 50s, but most of them I think are more recent than that.
Now you said you found some at the bins. It's I get a kick out of that because like our bins. I mean, we found half-eaten cherry pie from Walmart. I mean, our bins are so disgusting that we have to wear gloves, and I couldn't imagine finding like a quilt there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I think so. Houston has 4 bins now, 4 locations.
Wow.
And they're more expensive than like some of the other ones. Like I've heard a lot of other places it's like 99 cents per pound. But ours is, I think, $2.19 a pound, under 50. But I think that they're like, it does have a uptick in quality for the more expensive. So I'm willing to pay the little extra.
Yeah.
I think ours is $1.29 a pound.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
For certain things, like I think stuff with like a cord, like electronics, will never be over $4.99. So it varies, but I mean, we can go out with like 18 pounds of stuff for $40 sometimes.
Yeah.
Yinzer is a workhorse.
Yeah.
Yeah, seems like that sometimes.
Did I see that you guys just recently were married?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
in April.
In
Yeah.
Thank
April,
you.
okay.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
I loved your honeymoon. Just traveling across Texas. That had to have been fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was really
Bonding.
Yeah. Yeah. In the end, like we were like, oh, we'll take our bigger car, we'll be fine. And then in the end, we seriously filled up the entire car. Like we were like, we don't have any more room. We can't buy any more things. It was like towards the end, we were like, we can't stop at any more thrift stores. Like this.
Right. How many would you say you stopped at during your road trip?
Like 8 or 9 at least.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Some we went to some bins, which we picked up a lot at, and then some like thrift stores, we maybe only got 1 or 2 things.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it wasn't like a ton of things at every place, but yeah, a lot of items. I think it ended up being close to about 300 items in total.
Wow.
So yeah,
That sounds like a fun like honeymoon though.
yeah.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be for me, but that would definitely be like my extreme honeymoon.
Yeah.
Man, go hit a 100-mile yard sale and just
Yeah.
that'd be great.
Mhm.
You'll have to ask Mike. I get burned out after 4 yard sales. He'll like string 9 or 10 together in one day, and after 4, I'm like, no, I can't do this anymore.
But I get smart about that because I will go to community yard sales. And it's like, well, we're only going to one technically.
Right.
Yeah.
30 houses.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's I'm kind of like that too. I have a certain like threshold of like, okay, at this point I'm done,
I'm probably good after.
Yeah, Houston is just really hot and humid even at 7, 8, 9, and then you kind of get into 10 a.m. and it's like, okay, we're
gonna have heat stroke out here.
Yeah, so it's pretty tough. So that's why we like to go into air conditioned places, like the bins. We go to the bins a lot.
I don't even know if our bins are air conditioning. It seems like it's so hot in that place, and also it was tough because like during COVID, you had to wear a mask inside. It was like you got your bun because up here the weather's. I mean, we were going to the bin sometimes, and it was negative 10 degrees outside.
Whoa.
So you're bundled up just to leave the house, and it's crazy.
Wow. Yeah.
If anybody has questions for him, please drop them in the chat, and hopefully I can see them because it keeps flying on me.
Right. Yeah.
So where else do you guys travel to any other states around you to go sourcing, or you guys just pretty much stay in Texas?
We have not yet. So there's a running joke here in Texas that you can drive 6 hours and still be in Texas. And so it's kind of different. Yeah, it's kind of different than most other states because we would like to, sure, but we find that going even to Austin, which is 2.5 hours, even that's a road trip, and we have a lot of fun doing that road trip. I don't know that we would go really anywhere else. We do have plans to, when we're retired and whatnot, we'd love to go throughout the U.S. and just visit everyone, all of our reselling friends. That would be really cool.
Yeah, so I can be in Ohio in 25 minutes, and I could be in West Virginia in 20 minutes. So it's kind of, I was in Texas twice, and the state is huge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, seriously.
Bins here in Little Rock are $1.29 a pound also. So.
Wow.
Yeah, I feel like that's a more common price, or like $1.59. I've heard a lot of people say. Yeah. Yeah.
It's so like the clothing. A lot of people like going to the bins for clothing because it's so light and you can just load up on it.
Yeah.
Right.
No, Angie, I am going to look at you guys. I have the camera in a different angle, and you guys are just flying in the chat.
So we see that a lot of your videos lately have been garage sales. Is that something that y'all mainly focus on, throughout the year? If you can, is that your, I guess the question is that your choice of
during the summer it is, because I feel like if we went to the bins now, it's dead. So, but the garage sales, like, we seem to find, I feel like, better stuff sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And it's nice to be outside, and the kids like going outside. So yes, I'd say during the summer months, the garage sales and stuff. And also the problem too here, and I'm not sure if it's the same way where you guys are at, our Goodwill bins and stuff and thrift stores do not like us filming there anymore.
Oh
really?
They don't. They've had people complain about their faces being on camera. So a lot of us have been like, well, it takes time to edit videos and stuff. So if you're having to take people's faces out, it's just. So I kind of stopped doing it for the most part. I'll film a little bit here and there, but most of the time it's just a haul video now. So I feel our better content also comes from garage sales.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get that. Here in Houston, we haven't gotten asked or anything to not film, but I'm usually pretty incognito, where we don't have we don't usually bring a GoPro or anything. I'm just usually, filming on the iPhone.
Yeah.
And we're just, showing the clothing, and there it is. And it's usually down towards the bins. So not really.
It's not facing anybody. And I feel at the bins, like when I have the chest mount on, I can hide it under a coat better. So you can't really see it.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'll just let the kids film, because hey, they're not going to get mad at the kids.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's crazy the difference between Houston and San Antonio.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. The bins, and we went to the bins in San Antonio, and they're like, kind of like what you were describing. They require everyone to wear gloves. Like, it's a lot of hard goods. Like, our bins are a lot of clothes and shoes and things like that.
Oh, wow. They don't require us to wear gloves, but there's broken glass in there, and some of our earlier videos show the bins and just how nasty it is. But, and I even said it in a couple early videos where I'm like, I'm never going back there. But it's like, I have to go back because there's so much good stuff in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It like draws you back in. You're like addicted.
It does.
I think it's something about like, that they do those like experiments on like rats, where they give them like sugar, and if they give them, a certain amount, like each time they press the button or something, it's like whatever. But if they only give it sporadically, the rats like go crazy. And I feel like that's a little bit like reselling, where you are constantly going back to like the bins or the yard sales or whatever, to like, it's like this sporadic like hit, where you're like, oh, is it going to be today, or am I going to find something really good?
And I always feel like if I don't go sourcing and stuff, it's like I'm going to miss that big item.
Yeah.
Just like today, I didn't get to go out sourcing, but I'm like, on my way home, as I was driving home, I'm like, I was looking for yard sale signs, thinking maybe I'll find one on the way home, but I didn't.
Yeah. We'll go to St. Louis someday, Glamma. We'll come visit you.
Yeah.
That's not too far from us.
Yeah.
Let's see who else we got. Scooter's in Arkansas. I don't know how far. Yeah, everybody's one. Oh, they're $1.19.
Wow.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
In Austin, you have kind of thresholds that you have to meet, but when you hit 75 pounds in Austin, they actually will give you that stuff for 99 cents a pound. So it's pretty competitive there, but in Houston, man, it's kind of rough.
Yeah.
I need to ask them. I wonder if they do that here.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
I'll just start stocking up even more.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Stay for longer. Pack your lunch.
Yeah. I'm at the bins. I'm good for like an hour and I'm done. Because it's just so packed, and people are just nuts, especially when they change out the bins. It's I can't take it, and I know the kids can't take it either. So
yeah.
Garage sales are pretty dead here now. Ours are still ramping up. I think they're getting busier and busier every week.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it just depends on where you live, the climate of it,
Yep.
Yeah.
$3 on a bag and $5 on some lemonade cupcakes.
Yeah.
More on the
Classic.
That
It's how they make the real money.
Yeah.
It actually sounds like Gary Vee.
Yeah, there you go.
Dropping $20 on lemonade.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a sucker. You know what's funny is all the yard sales I've been to this year, nobody has sold lemonade.
Oh, that's interesting.
We joke that in Houston, if they were selling cold water, we'd buy that in an instant.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, man,
It's
it's
so
just
hot.
Yeah. Yeah. Seriously.
I don't blame people for not wanting to be on camera.
Yeah.
I've never had somebody say anything at a yard sale.
Yeah.
Never. It's at the bins though we have.
Yeah. Well, I would think, at like a yard sale, I would be more likely to say, I don't want this on camera, because you could kind of be identified and things like that. Like, I know sometimes, like, I'm from Cincinnati, so sometimes I watch Cincinnati Pickers videos, like his garage sale ones, to be like, oh, I wonder if it's anyone that I know, you know? Like,
I never thought of that.
House. I never have, but
He was actually one of the first ones I started watching before I knew anybody even watched reseller videos. Like, I never even knew. I'm like, see, people really watch that? And then it's like, wow, it's another rabbit hole.
Yeah, he's one of the OGs for sure.
Yeah, him and Harry Tornado.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dayton Valley Deals Bins just opened 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, that's really exciting.
That's awesome.
She said they were nice, and I just told her, just wait. Hopefully they stay nice.
Yeah. That's debatable. Yeah.
It's just weird. And I think our bins just opened up too. Like, because I think I was watching Harry Tornado and he went to some Goodwill bins, and I'm like, I wonder if we have any near us. And I didn't even know they existed. So,
yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people in Houston that we talk to don't know that there's an outlet. It's kind of a well-kept secret almost.
Yeah.
Now, Goodwill.com I've never shopped on yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't either.
We don't do that.
I've looked, but I don't know enough. Like, I don't feel like I have enough knowledge to buy like boxes online or like auction. They have like, like jewelry boxes, and other things like that. They do like auctions on there. I just feel like it's a lot of like risk, because you have to pay the shipping and all of that.
Correct.
I don't know if I feel confident in like all of that.
Yeah, we did the bulk mystery boxes, and that was like, we kind of knew what was in them. But I think I just bought a mystery box on ThreadUp today.
Oh yeah.
I'm not expecting anything good, but I figured, hey, it'll make for a good video. And I spent money on worse, so.
Yeah. Which one did you get from ThreadUp?
I think the 25 item mystery clothing thing, because a lot of them were sold out. So I really wanted to do the shoes or the handbags or something cool, and so So she's gonna join us.
She is.
She's probably like, I should have went to bed.
Well, she's gonna be all shy.
Remember, guys, if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in chat. I'm getting through there, and I'm almost at the bottom, I think. Oh wow, Angie spent $120 at the bins, over 100 pounds.
Whoa,
that's amazing.
That sounds like a great day.
Yeah.
How long were you there, Angie? I'm kind of curious to know. I mean, I guess 100 pounds too. I mean, if it's a lot of big items, it might. But our bins doesn't have a lot of big items, so.
Yeah, I think it also depends. Like different bins have different, like they'll combine different things. Like the Austin bin, just like everything is just like one rate, 1 pound. Like we got a stool, like an outdoor kind of like wicker stool. They were like, yeah, weigh that one too. And we're like, okay.
Oh.
Yeah, our place makes us like empty out our carts and like we'll sort things out and put certain things in baskets, and I'm like, but it's all the same price though. So
Right.
Yeah, and here in Houston, they kind of break it down. Interestingly enough, they break it down with clothing, one price, and then the hard goods, one price, and then books are 50 cents each or 3 for $1. So
it's all confusing to me.
I know. Like, how do they come up with these prices? Because like the books weigh so much. Yeah, it's random. I wish we had one of those Amazon bin stores.
Oh yeah.
But I think there's one in Ohio, but I heard it's not good, and I guess a lot of people were getting Veros from it. So.
Oh really?
I don't want to take that chance.
Right.
I'm sorry if I missed this, but how did you guys get into this? What did I miss that?
No, I don't think
about it.
I don't think we really said. So
Okay.
we've been more kind of seriously reselling for about a year.
Okay.
Before that, what happened was, so I started an Instagram account to sell like vintage clothing. I had been following one for kind of a while and thought, oh, I like to, go to the thrift store and I see vintage stuff all the time. I can sell it on Instagram. And so started that way. And I, kind of built up a teeny tiny following and then kind of was like, this is so much work to build up a following on Instagram.
Yeah.
And you can only really sell to the people that follow you. So that's only, a small, population of people.
Sure.
And so at a certain point, not everything was selling there when I would post it. So I had to have like, okay, how am I going to sell this stuff? So I started posting some of the things that wouldn't sell over on Poshmark.
Yeah.
And then that sale came through and I was like, oh, interesting.
Nice.
And I think I was watching, I like Googled or put into YouTube, how to sell on Poshmark or something. And I started finding these Poshmark YouTubers and then kind of was like, oh, once we could go back out to stores and things, we decided to go to the bins and see what we could find to try to make a bigger Poshmark closet. And then in August of last year, that was when we started on eBay.
Okay.
And that really took our business, kind of expanded our business and things like that. And then that's around the time that Kang started helping a lot more. Before he had kind of had the idea that he would have his own Poshmark closet, but then we were like, no, I think it would be better if we divided out the work because at the time we weren't living together and Kang had he had a house, so all of our inventory was stored at his house. So I was like, it would be probably better if you did the shipping and things like that. So now we have
you guys work so well together. You just fit. Everything works. It's so awesome.
It's been a process.
It's always a renegotiation of do you want to do this? Do you want me to do this?
Yeah.
Are you doing too much work? Am I doing too much work? That sort of thing. So it's always a conversation.
Yeah.
Veronica, that's where actually I learned about the thread up with your unboxings. Hopefully mine is as good as yours.
Yeah. I feel like she gets really good boxes. Veronica, you get really good boxes.
I know. I can't wait to video mine. Like I told her, I was like, well, you might get some stuff out of this. So.
Yeah.
I'm hoping. And neither one of you does this full time. Is that right? You have full-time jobs.
Right.
Awesome.
Yeah. So just on the side, we try to, not work more than 20 hours a week on it. But that doesn't always happen depending on how long we stay thrifting places.
Yeah.
I might not. Oh, maybe I am 4 minutes behind. Man, it just.
Yeah, she put that up there a while ago. I saw.
9:29. Yeah, I am behind. You guys are flying in the chat though,
which is great.
Okay, so here we go. We have a question for you guys. How did y'all meet?
Yeah, good question.
Yeah, so we were on a committee for young adult ministry at our churches. So he belonged to one church and I belonged to another. And we kind of had a regional committee to plan this big speaker event. And so we were on that planning committee together and that's how we met. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Very good.
So Angie was at the bins for an hour and a half.
An hour and a half and you got 100 pounds? That's crazy.
That's nuts.
That is super efficient.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Oh my gosh.
Veronica says she's never there less than 3 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah.
We're there for on average 4 or 5 hours,
Yeah,
or at least we try to, because as I mentioned in Houston, you got to hit 50 pounds because between 42 pounds, it's so under 50 pounds is 219, and then once you get to 51 pounds, it's 179. And so between 42 pounds and 50 pounds, it's basically free because of how that math works once you get to 51 pounds. And so we usually try to get there, and if we don't, it feels bad.
Yeah, you're like, oh, we didn't get anything.
Yeah. So Barter Mania said NASA here. So
yeah, Space City. That's what people call Houston.
Okay.
Neat.
Yeah.
Scooter said they just roll the cart on the scale. That's kind of what they do here, but you have to take out the clothes and books and electronics. Yeah, pretty much everything. Dixon's channel. He hit 200 subscribers last night in the chat, but I think YouTube took some off of him again.
Oh. Well, good job. We're still proud of you.
Yeah.
Everyone subscribed. Also, the five resellers link is pinned at the top of the chat.
Nice.
I meant hitting the like button. San Antonio, they rolled a card on the scale. There's your prize.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
That's what it seems. Yeah, the scales. Actually, that was funny. The one time our middle kid, she pushed the card up on the scale, and she stood there, and I'm like, "No,
Get off.
you got to get off." Like,
We're not paying that extra.
Yeah.
she said she found one amazing Brooks. Yeah, that's happened to us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Happens to us all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Today-
We had a lot of single shoes today. It was terrible.
Kind of heartbreaking.
Doc Martens, a Fry shoe. We were like,
Yeah.
no.
Clothes are 79 cents a pound.
Wow.
That's
20.
awesome.
Yeah, that's really good, especially if you can find some good clothes. I mean,
Crazy.
ours is very hit or miss.
Yeah.
I was doing fine on shopgoodwill.com until people. Let's see here over there. Several sports T-shirts. Yeah, we have a ton. Go early enough. Michael Jordan shirt might do good though.
Nice.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, we
love-
back out.
We love seeing what people are getting at their bins because it's almost as if it's a whole different world.
Mhm.
Right.
You know, everyone has such different, I don't know, honey holes and things like
I know.
that. Where we're like, we don't ever find these type of things
Right,
at our
yeah.
bins.
Hey, we don't find quilts, so
Well, we weren't ever really looking. Maybe we'll try to look. See what we can
well,
find.
we have so much Amish around here that
Yeah.
you go into Ohio. I mean, there's horses. I mean, they're everywhere. So I'm on the hunt now.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yes, she had a shoe box. Oh, that's what I was trying to buy was the shoe unboxing, but they were sold out.
Right.
Carnival Swan vase paid $10 worth 50.
There
Nice.
you go.
I hate glass though, so
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
it's dangerous.
we kind of are not built for that.
Yeah.
Our business is not built for that because
Yeah.
we don't have a lot of bubble wrap. You know, when you start off with just clothing like us, you don't need.
It's a steep learning curve to send other things out in the mail.
I picked up a while ago. I picked up a bunch of Lennox like wine glasses and champagne glasses, and I think there was like 20 of them total, and only 2 broke.
Did
Wow.
you sold the rest?
I only have 1 wine glass left.
Okay.
Wow.
That's awesome.
So you guys you're strictly clothes, or are you open to other things?
So we are open to other things. Like we'll look through everything, like when we have a garage sale or stuff like that. But the thing that we know most about is clothes. So I feel like we see more of it, because we know what to look for. So we do kind of pick up more of it. And we just have like the way our inventory is set up, it's set up nicely for clothes. So when we pick up other things, it's kind of like, where are we going to put this?
Right.
That sort of
I
stuff.
like your organizational system. That's nice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Ours is a little messier.
Well, we're trying. I mean, and you can see some of the stuff over here. I mean, it's just I do have a bin with just shirts, and I have bins with just jeans because I don't pick up many jeans, but if it's Levi's, especially, I'll pick them up because they do sell for us really well.
Yeah.
So there's another question from Angie. Are you guys affiliated with the Financial Peace University?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
So some people in the financial independence community will say that financial independence and kind of the pillars of it, it's almost as if it's like the graduate level of what Financial Peace University is. If you think of Financial Peace University as the bachelor level, financial independence, that community and that movement is kind of one step up because they talk about credit card hacking, which is, very responsibly using credit cards to get points, to go on vacations with those points and things like that, which Financial Peace University, they really shun, use of credit cards, things like that. So, we talk a lot about tax optimization and, trying to use, well, going back to the credit card thing, if you have a business and you're paying for shipping, you might as well get points for it, right? And so that's kind of some of the things that the Dave Ramsey camp really shuns and frowns upon. But we like the things that come out of Financial Peace University. It's just that it's not really affiliated with financial independence in that way.
Yeah. It's kind of like that's where you build those good kind of financial habits. But once you have those financial habits, how are you going to use those, to turbocharge the way that you're using your money to, create the life that you want to live. You do kind of have to start somewhere. You can't be like, have no skills around money and then all of a sudden, be like, oh yeah, I'm going to do all these, things with it. You have to really build that discipline in those habits, which I feel like that's kind of where Financial Peace University fits into it.
Got it.
Somebody found
Thanks for explaining that. I was curious.
Somebody found a prosthetic leg with a man's shoe at the bins.
Oh my gosh.
Unique find.
What do you guys do for fun besides reselling?
Good question.
Wow. Lately, we've done a lot of reselling. And it takes up a lot of time, as y'all probably know, right? Kids, that takes up a lot of time. So we like to go dancing. We, here in Houston, the dancing scene is, two-stepping and, line dancing, whatnot. We try to go on, Friday evenings. Yeah,
like maybe every other Friday we'll go to the country bar and just dance and, have kind of like a little date night. Yeah, so
that is awesome.
Yeah.
You should make a video about that sometime.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. He's a good teacher, so maybe we'll have to do like a tutorial of like
Mike has excellent dance skills.
Oh yeah. No, the girls do. We just
the fancy song. That's like the Walker Hayes. It's the
it's supposed to be the
Applebee's.
We just posted a video of that. They did the dance for it. So
we'll have to go back and watch that.
Yeah,
I was seriously caught up in the chat, and it seriously just
went blowing up.
I know. Go ahead and keep asking questions. I'll keep going.
Yeah, we like to cook and stuff too. That's a pretty big hobby. So we don't.
What's your favorite thing to cook?
Oh. Wait, he makes a really good crawfish mac and cheese.
That sounds really good.
Yeah. It's a 2-hour ordeal. It's like
it's like a project, That's always the way I feel like he cooks.
That sounds really
project-based cooking, and I'm like efficiency-based cooking, Yeah.
Camilla, does Kang clean up as he cooks or dirty all the dishes in the kitchen and wait till the end?
Usually dirty all the dishes in the kitchen.
It's true.
Yeah. But usually what we do is like if one person cooks, the other person mostly cleans. But
that usually doesn't happen here.
No. Somebody plays with the kids and the other cleans and but we try to cook together.
Yeah, and usually when I cook, though, I use too many different pots or pans and utensils.
Yes, that's a serious.
Yeah, we try to find. We intentionally try to find very efficient recipes that use 1 or 2 pots, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So we're testing that out.
Yeah.
I'll cook mac and cheese in the microwave.
Yeah. When we first started dating, he had smoked a brisket. He had a smoker at the time. And that was I was like, yep, this guy's for me. This is it. Sealed the deal.
Yeah, we have a smoker too. And actually we smoke cheese in the winter because it gets so cold here that we do that. So, because I found out the hard way that, because you don't even turn on the smoker, we just cold smoke it, but cheese starts to melt over 92 degrees, and it made a huge mess in the smoker.
Whoa.
Oh no! Yikes!
Yeah. Build computers. Okay. Oh yeah. Wait. Okay. Do you guys go to Lake Charles?
I don't think we've ever been to
Yeah,
Lake
we've
Charles.
never been to Lake Charles.
We once wanted. We almost made plans to. We wanted to do this whole thing where, in Houston, they have charter buses that take people to Lake Charles to gamble, and it's kind of this whole thing where you pay a minimal amount and they give you some credits, and it's very incentivized because they probably have some sort of agreement with these, casinos, and they're trying to get people to go spend their money at the casino, gamble their money away. But we almost did that, and we do have plans to go over there. But if you guys don't know, Lake Charles is basically in Louisiana, which is for us a few hours east of Houston, and so I don't know.
Yeah.
Wait, yeah. So Houston's pretty much centralized in Texas, right?
It's more like on the southeastern side of Texas.
Yeah, it's very close to the Gulf.
Yeah.
I've only been to Dallas and Fort Worth, so.
Yeah. Yes, because that's more kind of central. But even then, I think the central is like, I don't know, 4 hours from Dallas. There's a town, what's it called? Brady, that says it's the heart of Texas because it's like the most center town. So they have like a little plaque in their town square and stuff. It's really cute.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, similar to Atlantic City. They give you money to gamble on the bus.
Yeah.
Yeah, we finally just got casinos here in Pennsylvania.
It's pretty new to us.
Yeah, we're not used to it. You got any questions over here?
Can you scroll up?
Oh, up?
Yeah.
Where are you going?
You are.
Go ahead.
Do you guys? We have a list of questions. Do you guys have a motto or something that you repeat to each other over and over again to kind of keep each other going?
We usually like to shake each other's hands when we've done something really good. We do this. Nice. because it's, I don't know, it's a fun way to break the ice because it's business, but also it's fun. And,
right.
Yeah. And it's also kind of like, we're business partners, like sometimes it's like, like we're doing something for the business, and we're growing that and stuff like that. But then another thing that we say back and forth a lot is like, what is it? It's not our first mistake and it's not going to be our last. Like when happens, like a bad return or, negative feedback or something, we're like, it's not the first mistake. It won't be the last, just to kind of not let ourselves get too down with, the struggles of reselling and all the randos that you meet along the way.
Right.
Absolutely.
I'm not sure if this question is for you guys, but do you keep your temperature at 70 degrees still?
Yeah, that's probably based on ERCOT. Here in Texas, if you guys haven't heard, it's kind of the energy grid is run by this organization, ERCOT, and at some point or another, they were asking everyone to keep the temperature at a certain, the thermostat at a certain temperature.
I think it was actually 78 or something like that. Like 70 is like normal.
Yeah,
like that's really nice. That is
a
nice amount of AC. But I think it was at 78 or something. Yeah. And
now, did you guys get affected by the power outage and everything that happened, or you guys were spared by it?
We got lucky.
Yeah.
We were spared.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Houston is East Texas. San Antonio is South Central.
We need to brush up on our geography.
Texas is
That's okay.
Texas is a big state.
Yeah. That's okay. I sometimes forget that, when I hear Utah, I'm like, Utah? Where is that? And, there are just some states that I don't remember. And then Maine, I sometimes forget is all the way up there. And then Idaho, sometimes I forget.
Yeah.
Geography is just really tough. So I don't blame you whatsoever for not knowing Texas.
I used to be so good at it, though. Like in elementary school, I knew all the states, their capitals, where everything was. And I don't know. My mind has drifted, I guess.
There's still like Iowa. I still don't know where that's at.
Yeah.
And I know, and Angie's from there, and I'm just like, I just know there's corn.
Yeah.
Yep.
Can't keep the lights on.
Yeah, seriously.
Oh, Idaho is right next to Utah.
There you go.
Perfect. Well, where's Idaho?
Yeah, and where's Utah?
Yeah, it's funny. Like, there's just some states, once you pass a certain point, it's like it's over there. Just I don't know where it's at.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I am caught up in the. Nope, no, I'm not.
So for us, where we live, we can within a few hours get to several different states.
Mhm.
It does not seem that way for you guys. That you're
Yeah, we're pretty jealous.
pretty stuck in Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and actually, 6 hours we can be, or actually 2.5 hours we can be in Maryland.
Wow.
6 hours we can be in New York. So it's
And 45 minutes Ohio, West
Yeah.
Virginia.
Yeah. Wow.
I forgot certain states exist.
Yeah.
And I actually thought about having a map up and to start marking where I ship items to see where they actually go.
Yeah.
I think that'd be
That
kinda
comment
fun.
is so funny, Veronica. Sometimes I forget that the Dakotas exist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That happens to a lot of those states for me.
Mhm.
I don't know where the Dakotas are.
Yeah.
Iowa's the corniest state of all, and I
That
thought
was
Nebraska
corny.
was.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
So what else you got? So how often do you guys go sourcing?
It depends on how much we get. So what we do is we list about 6 a day.
Mhm.
So we try to get kind of close to finishing what we've sourced before we go sourcing again. So it ends up being about like once every 2 weeks. But then sometimes we'll go a little more often or a little
Right.
less often if we're really busy.
So it depends also
Yeah.
on how much we source, right? Like Camilla mentioned, but at the same time, we have a limited amount of time to go sourcing. And so if we know that we do 6 a day, that's 42 a week. When we come home and do inventory, we know exactly how many pieces we have so that, if we have 150 pieces, that'll only last us, about less than 4 weeks. And so it's pretty systematic in that way. But at the same time, we try to be consistent with picking up good items. We don't just pick up, junk just to have items. And
Right.
so, we might have less than 100 items in a week of sourcing or one time that we go sourcing. So it's kind of tough to really know for sure. But on average, I think it's about right. 2 weeks.
Okay. I need to start. I'm not going to call it a death pile. I'll call it the cash pile. I swear, every time I get a ton of stuff listed, it just keeps growing, and I don't even go anywhere.
Yeah.
It just never goes down. I always forget about Arkansas. Yeah.
Yeah, what we have in our death pile is like all the things that people give us.
Mm-hmm.
Like, all the donations and stuff, because it doesn't go into our spreadsheet and all of that. It's just like lost,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we try to keep ourselves accountable too. We both say we've got so much stuff we can't go sourcing. We'll do it next week. When we've got through a little more of the death pile.
Right.
That's good. We need to work on that here.
Yes, the death pile needs to. And I think the death pile will start to go down once the weather gets colder and we can't go outside as much because we have snow and ice and whatnot.
Right.
So.
Right.
Yeah, I think that it's great that y'all get to go to garage sales each week because that's a limited season, and so where else are you going to get certain things for $1 and sell it for $50? Garage sales can be such gold mines, and we're kind of jealous because we don't get to go to enough of them.
Yeah.
They are fun.
So you guys don't have as many garage sales down there, or?
I think so.
Not as many.
I think that there aren't as many.
Or at least it feels like it because Houston is so big that when you go to one garage sale, you got to drive half an hour to the other side of town just to go to another good one.
Okay.
And you're like, well, is it worth it? Because then between it starting at 8:00 and you being there for half an hour, you got to drive another half hour and everything's gone by 9:00. It's just kind of tough.
Give her candy.
No.
It's already 2 hours past her bedtime.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Nice replacement skills.
It was the only thing I could find around that. Now she has a pen and paper, so
yeah,
she's.
I can part with this.
If by candy you mean melatonin.
I think you have to be like 4 or 5 for that, so we'll have to wait.
They make kids melatonin.
Yeah, our other 2 take that, but I don't think she's quite old enough yet, according to the bottle.
Yeah.
That's why the other 2 are sound asleep.
Yeah.
We've learned that if she takes her nap and sleeps past 4, this is what happens. And she slept till like 4:15, so I didn't think it'd be quite this challenging, but here we are.
Veronica said a half dose.
Okay.
Point.
Half a gummy.
Oh, here we go.
I think Veronica has a little one about this age, if I remember correctly.
I think it's, yeah. Do you guys scout out bulk pickup day in the woodlands?
No.
We should think about that.
Yeah. We've been like thinking more and more about doing like dumpster diving and like trash pickup and stuff, because we've just been seeing people have really good success with it. So we're thinking about getting into that, but I think we kind of want to wait a little bit until at least one of us was full time, so that our workplace isn't like, what are you doing on weekends?
My company actually gave me a bunch of phones to sell.
Oh, yeah.
But they never sold, and I had to deal with them and take them to the trash. So
yeah. Yikes.
Yeah, Veronica says, trust me. Come visit Idaho in the summer. 20 to 30 garage sales on Saturdays.
Wow. Yeah, we definitely do not have 20 to 30.
Yeah.
I
am usually looking for them in various places, Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, and all that. And there just doesn't seem to be that many.
Yeah,
we've gotten lucky. I mean, I'll try to map it out. Like, I'll try to find an area and say, okay, here's six to 10 of them, and within driving distance. And usually we can knock those out in about 2 hours from leaving till we get home. So,
wow.
Let's see, baby Benadryl. Everybody's giving us options here. See, Veronica knows.
All right.
Gotta run. Thanks for stopping in, Angie.
Bye, Angie. Thank you.
We'll see you on the live Monday night.
Yeah.
Who's the lady that does dumpster diving?
I don't know.
Oh,
Kathy.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm kind of afraid to go dumpster diving. I don't know if it's because somebody just posted a video. They went to GameStop and they pretty much got the whole store in the dumpster.
Yeah.
Oh.
But I don't know. I don't want to get arrested for it.
Yeah.
Right.
Who was talking about it? I was listening to someone. Maybe it was Flip the World TX, and they talked about dumpster diving, and like there are certain rules, like if it's could be conceivably like public property, like there's certain kind of like if it's on the curb, if it's off the curb, if it's on like city property versus private property. So I think once you kind of know the rules and you kind of have certain places that you go, it's pretty easy. But like I know a lot of stores will like break and destroy things because they don't want people dumpster diving.
Right.
I think it's like so terrible because it's like
so wasteful.
I know. Yeah. But I don't know. I mean, we've been doing that for forever, like driving around, on our way home on like trash night and being like, oh, do you want that dresser? Do you want that chair or whatever? But it just gets into a new like intentional level to actually like get out into the
I picked up a bread machine. The lady had it out there with the sign that said free.
Yeah.
I brought it home and it sold. It would have only sold for like $30.
Right.
And I was like, I really don't want to ship this. So I took the bread pan out and sold the bread pan for $20.
Yeah,
Nice.
I remember that video. That was a good idea.
Yeah.
Because those.
But then I found another one and it hasn't sold. So kind of want
Someone will need it someday.
Yeah. Dumpster. I wonder where I can find the laws for that.
I've heard that you should call the non-emergency police number in your local county and see what they have to say about it. But we haven't tried it yet, so we don't know exactly.
Yeah, I might have to try.
Yeah.
If it's locked, don't mess with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah. I think what Just Me Kathy does is she has a stool and she has grabbers, the extended grabbers, and I don't think she ever. I don't know that I've ever seen her get into a dumpster, so it's relatively safe in that way.
Yeah, I feel that if I got in the dumpster, I might not get back out.
Right.
That's my concern.
Right.
Yeah.
Just take your phone. You have to call for help.
3-wick candles at Goodwill for $1. Yeah, it's Where to Get Some Sleep. Play a Book on Tape by Ben Stein.
Not heard of him.
You never heard of him?
Ben Stein.
Yeah, he's done a lot. Grabbers and Gloves, and it's regulated by the city ordinance. I might have to look into this.
Oh boy.
And stay away from compressors.
Yikes.
Yeah, about that.
Oh my gosh. That's rule number 1.
Yeah, seriously.
Where do you want me to scroll to next?
How many more?
So, if I recall correctly, you do HVAC and vice principal, both of y'all.
Yeah.
And do you ever consider, transitioning in a way where you have more flexibility with your kids, or doing reselling more? Does that ever cross your mind?
I think it has, and we've kind of talked about it, and I think the only way I'd do it is if I was making the same amount I was making at my current job, because right now this is kind of just all, hey, if we can go, if eBay can pay for a vacation, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I mean, I'm happy. I love my job. I got laid off at the beginning of the pandemic, and then luckily this place was hiring, so I got hired during a pandemic. So it was really a challenge, but I think you love your job too.
I also really love my job, and I feel very fulfilled doing it. Maybe I don't know if you could be a part-time vice principal. They kind of need somebody there every day. So
right.
If that were an option, though, I would love to someday work part-time. But in the meantime, I honestly, truly love what I do. So I'm gonna keep doing it. What about you guys?
We have some plans. I don't know we don't know exactly when or how it's going to come about, but it would be really nice if when we have kids in the future, whenever that might be, that Camilla could just do reselling full-time or part-time, whatever you might call it, and just be a full-time mom, stay at home, and do all that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I guess that being a stay-at-home mom would be amazing. I luckily only work 10 months of the year, so I do have summers off, and I just cherish every single minute of that summer. So I kind of get the best of both worlds, I guess. I feel very blessed for that.
Yeah.
But what do you guys do now, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, I work in human resources. I do training and development.
Nice.
And
then I work for a church. So I work in adult formation. So kind of continued ed.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Jennifer Hayes.
I know.
She's the best mod ever.
It is amazing how they can drop links so fast in chats. You've probably never witnessed that. They'll go through it. They'll sit in the chat and just start dropping people's links. I mean,
Wow.
Everybody's.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, see, she already got it.
I suspect that Jennifer has a spreadsheet and she's kept up with it, and she does a wonderful job posting everyone's links. So
I talked to somebody who does it, who was dropping links in one chat one day, and I said, "How do you do it?" And they said they have a spreadsheet, and theirs is actually alphabetized.
wow.
Oh,
So
nice.
and they've made adjustments to it and stuff. And I think some people do it a little bit differently, but she said no.
Wow.
Whoa.
Wow.
Whoa.
No spreadsheet.
That's
oh my gosh.
amazing. That makes you even more amazing, Jennifer.
Yes.
Please.
So now somebody needs to drop Jennifer's Buy Me a Coffee link.
Yeah, seriously. Oh my
I have, Veronica has a playlist on her channel going full time.
Yeah.
I started to watch a little
really
bit of that
good
too.
Yeah, we've been watching all of them. It's so interesting to because I feel like people don't talk about that enough of at least within reselling, you have all of these business decisions that you have to make. And it's so hard because you're just like on your own. You're used to, like working for an employer, and the employer kind of makes business decisions for you, and you just kind of like do the work to make it happen, versus like having a reselling business, having to like, okay, how am I going to get from here to here? I have to like actually make the plans and make it happen. Yeah. And I feel like that's like kind of difficult if you are used to being an employee and now you're like the owner,
Exactly.
So it's always good to have someone who, traces that thought process with you.
Yeah, that series is just, with so many different perspectives, there's a story out there for everyone, hopefully.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the whole reselling thing is just, it's crazy when you think about it, and how many people are out there looking for the same things. And I know, like, when we go to a yard sale, it's like, how did this person pass this up? Well, they're looking for certain things, and that we pass up, then they find it also.
Yeah.
There are so many decisions to make when you're out there, though.
Yeah.
You don't want to waste money because you're trying to make money.
Right. It's kind of a balance between, like, you don't want to waste money, but you also don't want to waste time. Like, part of the thing is, like, sometimes you're at the thrift store and you're like, oh, I wish we hadn't come. We aren't finding anything good. And then you're like, I feel like we need to find something to make it worthwhile, so actually make our hourly wage back,
And that's why I don't pick up shoes, because I hate cleaning shoes. And I feel it's just, like, to me, it feels like a waste of time, but there's people out there who make good money selling shoes.
Yep.
Yeah, seriously.
I mean, I'll pick up clean shoes, but
exactly. Minimal work. Exactly.
Right. Yeah. I don't have to sit there and scrap. Clothes is a different story. I can throw them in the washing machine and whatnot, but I just feel that, give Resale Chick a wrench. Feel free. Remember, guys, feel free to drop your links in the chat, even though Jennifer Hayes is here now. Another question?
I'm probably going to try again to take her upstairs in a minute or two.
I hate cleaning shoes, but when someone pays me $50, yep, that's true.
Yeah.
I completely agree.
Yeah. Then it's worth the elbow grease.
Yes.
When that happens, yeah.
It's better to walk away.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. You have any other questions?
I don't think. It's been really nice talking with you guys. Thank you so much for, joining us this weekend.
Yeah, thanks for having us on. This was really
so much fun.
It's been really neat connecting with people who are interested in similar things.
Yeah, definitely. Exactly. Yeah, it's almost like in reselling, you don't really have coworkers, so it's like nice to talk with them.
That's a good point.
I
kind of thought of it like that.
Yeah, chat with them and have that connection. So yeah, we always love coming on here, onto different lives and just meeting new people and all that.
Yeah. I dream of the day we can all someday just meet in person. I think that would be so fun.
Yeah, exactly.
I know there's some other reseller rallies coming up. I know they talked about one in Louisiana.
Oh, really?
Which would be good for you guys.
Yeah.
I
know somebody mentioned one, maybe doing one here in Pittsburgh too. So who knows?
It'd be fun.
Yeah.
So it looks like they had fun in Cincinnati.
Yeah. Yeah,
it
did look like they had a lot of fun.
Which for us would have been a good one to go to, because it's only about 6 hours.
That was kind of before we all.
Yeah, that was we were kind of in the whole start of YouTube when they announced that. So
Right.
But we do try to keep our show to about an hour. So if anybody has any final questions, let us know. If not, we will sign off.
Nice.
I couldn't think of a word to use there.
Sign off is good.
Yeah. I'm still trying to get this whole live thing down pat. It's a different animal, really.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because if you mess up, you can't edit it out. So,
no redos.
Yeah, but we've also met some cool people through the chat and everything. So make sure you hit that thumbs up.
Yeah.
It was nice for everybody to come on and chat. Hank, sorry I missed a lot in the chat, but you guys were just, that thing was cruising.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever been behind in a chat like that.
Oh, really?
Well, not like 6 minutes at one point.
Yeah, that was a big gap.
It was like feast or famine at that point. Right now it's super chill.
Yeah.
I'm trying to scan them. Like, is there anything they're asking us? So
right.
Well, thanks guys for coming on.
Yeah.
you.
We will talk to you in the back if you don't mind.
Yeah, sounds good.
Anytime in the future, that would be great.
Perfect. Thanks, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Have a good night.
See ya.